North. I am Beatrice Elachi, a member of parliament in Kenya. My constituency is Dagoretti North, a very interesting constituency. It has a huge high end. It has a very populous informal settlement. But the most important thing is that we blend each other and we need each other. That's what I like about it. I have been a leader in many aspects. I have been in, I would say, NGOs. I've come into government. I've walked into politics. But I think it has helped me to blend myself and to understand. And for the many years that I've known myself, I think I've worked with communities. Yes, I've worked into government also, but I enjoy more working on community side. Government is good. And when you have all these blends, you are able to really bring change. And that is the most important thing also. That how do you bring change in everything that you do, in the aspects that you understand, is also very critical. So I need to thank my maker, who is my God, for giving me that privilege. Because it's not easy when you tell many Kenyans wonder, so you have been in government, here you have become a nominated senator. From there, you moved into becoming a speaker, the first woman speaker in Nairobi County. You've moved, when I was a senator, I was the first majority whip for government, working with scholars who taught me well, my Right Honorable Speaker Wetangula, Orengo, Anyang' Nyong'o. I mean, I was very lucky. I learned a lot from them in terms of politics, how you understand parliaments, how you are able to make change, make the bills, motions, questions. So I learned from them. Then coming up, I think, then I joined government among the first cases on women issues, but I have worked for many years with children. So how I meet Father Charlie, who I normally call Charlie, is because of his passion in education. And so in every program he has had, even when I was in the middle of my campaign, this program was in Nairobi. I stopped the campaigns and I went for this meeting. So that is how passionate I've been in terms of what he does. And I've always told myself, it is important, the way he has sacrificed, it's also good for me to sacrifice for Father Charlie. Whenever he needs anything in terms of policy making, I'm there for him to do it, because I know the work he does is a fantastic job. Well, I am here on the same thing, working with girls, especially, when you look at my constituency, it's a very interesting constituency where most of the girls that I work for, I find in school, each of them have different traumas. Some have emotional traumas, some sexual traumas, psychological traumas from gender-based violence in their families, economical traumas where you see your parents would wish you to have everything, but because economically they can't afford, they are so traumatized, you become also traumatized. And so when you walk into such schools, my passion has been, and that was my prayer, that when I'm elected, I know many people will think of many other things, but I wish to leave a legacy on education in Dagoretti North. That my 4 schools that are very populous are able, when you walk into that environment, you feel you're safe, you feel you're at home. You'd wish not to go back home, so that tomorrow I retain you in school and you are able to finish school and move on. And so what I have done is to come up and look for friends to support feeding programs, to try and renovate all the schools, make them more decent, have washrooms that are clean but also presentable. Those are things we want to do. We have started with some of the teachers are very good, especially women teachers. They understand and they'll want to see the best. And so I find it very easy when I work with them. I have also male teachers who are also very good fathers. And so that will be my prayer, that in 5 years, one will walk in and realize the schools have improved their performance. Girls are doing better. We have reduced early pregnancies. We have reduced kids not wanting to go to school because of different challenges they face in the community. But more importantly, parents are also supportive of their children going to school. It has not been very easy, but then through programs like this ones of Bakhita partnerships and all that, we have also some of our girls in the same program. And so that is why I always find it valuable to engage, that I am able to keep everything aside. I came all the way from Montreal. I had gone for a small exam and a program at the McGill University in Canada. And I told Father, don't worry. He kept on asking, will you manage? I said, yes. From Montreal, I'll be in Zambia. And so I thank God I'm here, and He has given me the energy to be part of the program. See, one of the things that I've come to realize, Africa is one. The small boundaries that we have that were given by the colonialists were boundaries just to close us. But our challenges are so similar. Our language is so similar. Whether you are Nilots, you are a Bantus, the culture is so similar. And so when you look at girls, we normally say women, you have no borders. You know, you will leave your family, you'll get married in Rwanda. Rwandese will get married to your brother. And you have to blend. And it's only women who do that. They are the ones who are crossed. The man will come from their community, marry. So it is you who comes into this home as a new person. And you have to live with them, accept everything that they do and be part of them. Why I have always followed on girls is because I am a girl. I was a girl before I became a woman. And I know what I went through. We lived with my mother, who was a nanny in Kangemi. That's where we grew up. We went through the same struggles every child goes through. And even seeing yourselves at that time in the worst situation where your mother is a Kikuyu, your father is a Luya. My dad has been pushed by the community. You married a Kikuyu woman, you need a Luya woman. And you have to marry. And at that time, for us, growing up with mom, so we adapted our mom's culture more than my dad's culture. In fact, me being a girl, I am much better because I still endeared to my dad. I still maintain my father's name. And so you find that as a girl, you'll be more traumatized asking yourself, what really happened? Because even as a woman, you'll always want to see a family together. Even your family together. And if you can't find that, and within your growing up, you had the same challenge, then it traumatizes you. And so I realize many girls are the ones who carry the burden, because today I am the one who takes care of my father. I don't remember the things that he did or how did he live. I don't question that so much. But you find boys will question. And so then they move on and they don't care. So I realized if you give a girl education, the parents are the ones who will benefit. She will remember. It does not matter what she went through, what they went through, how mom was treated. It is the girl who will ask, and where is our father? And I know our mothers will say, your father is so and so, you want to go and look for him? It is girls who will say, I would wish my father would walk me to the aisle. They will always say that. So, in the end, it is that daughter who will look and go take care of their father. When he hears the father is sick, regardless of anything, the boys will be so angry and say, that is a man who never took care of us. And they move on. But you, it is something God has given us that we always remember and go. Whether it is your biological father or a father who took care of you, and a girl will always remember. Because you have finished building schools. It is now giving it a better infrastructure that when you walk in, you can think it is more than a university. And I'm hoping our members of parliament can do that. Because it's very unfortunate that I have been there 5 years. Again, in 10 years, I'll be telling you the same story in Dagoretti North. It will be wrong. I need to have advanced the school to another level. I need to be having a library when kids walk in. It's a fantastic library. And I can partner with many other people. We can partner. So one of the challenges I want to give our members of parliament, you cannot be in Bunge for five terms, sing the same problem I'm singing. It would be unfair. And anyway, we want now to see best practices. Those best practices will help everyone to appreciate CDF works. It transforms and it brings in, and kids now will find it even more friendly to walk into any class, to go to school. See, one of the other things, what is this that we can make our children just to appreciate? Tomorrow I need to be in school. What is this? But then lastly, one of the things I've realized that is a challenge for all of us in Africa is now, how do you deal with children? We've listened to many of the stories of our refugees, stories of our, it's very sad in Africa that what is this war? How can we stop war for our children? How do you feel when you're a president in a country where your people are refugees, but you're in your country? How do you feel as a president in Africa? These are some of the things we have to come and just say no, because you can't tell me our children in Africa will live in camps in other countries of Africa. They don't have papers. Why can't your embassy facilitate these children who you know they are your children to get papers? It is unfortunate, and I want to tell the African Union, it is time we discuss it. After losing Sudan the way we've just lost Sudan, it is time we talk about it as Africans. We cannot be in war day, night, and what we are fighting for is just one thing, power. Because you will never fight for resources. Africa, we fight for power. It is very unfortunate. I wish we were fighting for resources. But it's not resources. It's just I want to be in power and be the president. Then your people live in camps. They live in Kakuma. They live in Dabab. They live in Darfur. And you are here. You sit in the African Union and you say, I am the president of the Republic of Sudan. It is a shame. You have to be a president who will think, where are my people? And that is one thing I salute Kagame with. President of Rwanda, I salute him in one thing. He's able to go all over Europe to just look, where are our people? What are they doing? Can they come back home? Home is safe, it's a good environment, and we are here, we need our people. How I wish these other countries will do the same, because it's very unfortunate when you find within an African country, we have a refugee camp and a child cannot go to school. And we are talking of keeping girls safe, keeping girls to school, keeping boys and girls to school. How? It is very unfortunate when it is in our African countries that we have decided we have very many young street families. Why? These are some of the things. Even those street families must go to school. As a government, we must ask ourselves, why are you on the street? Why are you not going home? What are you doing? Yes, we don't have jobs. That does not mean you become a street family. It is only in Africa where we are still saying we are poor, yet we have land at home and nobody is dealing with the land. Or we are in food security, nobody is dealing with the land. It's time we become a bit strict. If you have land, government must question, what is this land doing without any food? What are you going to eat? Yet tomorrow, you will ask government for food. From where? If you are not tilling your land, you just have your own. Where are you going to get the food? Where do you get the unga? You get the unga from shamba, from land. Yeah. So those are some of the challenges. And I think in terms of policy, we have policies in Kenya. We have a progressive constitution. We have the poorest part we have in Kenya is corruption. It will kill us. It will choke us. When you walked into Lusaka, look at that airport. I walked in and I asked myself, it's the same Chinese who build here and who build in Kenya. What were we thinking? And maybe the money we spend is more than what Rwanda has spent to do their airport. Yeah, that's how sad it is. And so it's the same way in education. I support CBC because it brings a parent and a child back together. And it will help our children in future because it gives you an opportunity to learn what you feel best, what is passionate on you, what you feel this is what I can do and I'll do it in the best way. I appreciate we go back to technical schools. That we come out of the mindset of I just need to be in campus and get a degree. You can get that degree in a technical high school, technical university. Get that degree. It will help us. We need more skills in terms of a skill that you do by yourself and make something from it than in theory, the way we've always had our education on theory paper. We have to come out of it and go back to those old days. It will support this generation that we have. Our children are not, because of having everything very close to them, you cannot bring them back to how I went to school, where I was able to write everything without thinking of a laptop, without thinking of a dictionary, but I was able to do. But our children, because we've given them these gadgets and they see them, they, in terms of now thinking smart, has been a bit tough on them. And so they can't write we used to write our dissertations, how many papers, you know that, 20, 40 pages by hand. They have a laptop. Yes, we went to campus when there was nothing called laptop. It was that computer desk you sit on, another one will come and sit on, you know. Now whoever brought that one is when he finished them. There's no more thinking. As you take 2, 3 questions, throw it on ChatGPT, you have all the answers. So you see, we've made their life so different. We have to learn to adapt how to now manage and have them to be good future professionals. It might be tough for them, but that's their generation. We have to appreciate it.